Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Andrew, and welcome back to Sports But Casually. And welcome back, you guys. Another week down in the NBA books. We're getting closer and closer to the playoffs and play-in games. We just finished up with week 15, which was from March 28th to April the 3rd. And as always, I'll be going over the big news and headlines, my players of the week, and the conference standings, so you guys are kind of caught up to date of anything that's going on in the NBA. But quickly, before we get into all of that, make sure to like this video, share it with a friend if you feel so inclined, and subscribe to this channel. It'll definitely mean a lot to me. And you could also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Sports But Casually, and kind of just watch some shorts of videos and anything relevant that's going on with my channel there. But with that out the way, let's get into week 15's big headlines. Okay, so first off, this actually happened last week, but I didn't mention it in last video, so I'll just mention it now because it is important. On the 27th of March, San Antonio Spurs coach Greg Popovich became the third coach in NBA history to record 1,300 wins. Congratulations, Pop, that's a big milestone. Now let's actually get into the news that happened in week 15. Starting on March 28th, so after overtime loss to the Phoenix Suns, Charlotte Hornets player PJ Washington ended the game playing 44 minutes, shooting 0 from 7 from the field and 0 from 2 from the free throw line, ending with a grand total of 0 points. This is actually the most scoreless minute a player has gone in an NBA game since 1983. So congrats, it's a record, not a good one, but on March 29th, Evan Fournier, hot off his trade from Orlando to the Boston, made his debuts for the C's in a loss to the Pelicans. He also had 0 points, shooting an astonishingly bad 0 from 10 from the field. This is the longest a Celtics player has been scoreless with at least 10 or more attempts from the field since the beginning of the three-point line era, which is 1980. Another horrible record, but it's a record nonetheless, so I mean, good job. Sticking on March 29th, Wizards guard Russell Westbrook recorded a 35-point, 14 rebound, and 20 assist game. This is the first 35, 10, and 20 game in NBA history. Sticking with Westbrook, he also broke a couple more records with that 35, 14, 20 game. Firstly, he broke the NBA's record for the most 20-point and 20 assist triple doubles with 4. And secondly, he broke the Washington Wizards franchise records for triple doubles with 16. And it only took him 38 games. That's truly incredible. Congratulations, Russ. On April 2nd, my Toronto Raptors beat the brakes off the Golden State Warriors 130-77. This 53-point victory was the largest margin of victory in Toronto Raptors franchise history. It also marks the third biggest loss in the Warriors franchise history as well. So, shout out to you guys, Raptors. Especially on Pascal Siakam's birthday, he had a great game. Shout out Gary Trent, shout out Malachi Flynn. You all did really good that game. But let's not get it twisted. It's still a tanking season. Still hashtag fade for Cade, baby. Come on. Come on. Also on April 2nd, the Utah Jazz beat the Chicago Bulls at home. This extends their home winning streak to 21 games, which is the largest in franchise history. Sticking with the Jazz, on April 3rd, they also set the NBA record for three-pointers made in a half with 18. The previous record was set by the Golden State Warriors at 17. And now it's time for my one interesting thing that happened in week 15. And it's not a stat or it's not something to do with the game. It actually has something to do with the injury report. Let me explain. So a few days ago, the Oklahoma City Thunder informed Al Horford that they will be no longer playing him, as they want to start some younger guys like Moses Brown and Pukavetsky, I don't care what his name is. So you expect the injury report just to say rest or some random injury, maybe an illness for the reason he's missing these games? No. The injury report a few days ago listed the injury he suffered as old. They listed this guy as being fucking old as his injury, why he can't play, dog. I find that's real hilarious. It's like, because it's funny to me because he's not really that old. I think he's 32, 33. He's like a few years younger than LeBron, a few years younger than CP3, Melo, and this man's injury is being old. And like, you know what's real funny? It's like, you think this is the first time that it'll happen. It's some funny thing, first time ever. No. This happened back in 2012 when the Spurs did it with good old Timmy D, Tim Duncan. So now, randomly, if somebody ever asks you, what does Tim Duncan and Al Horford have in common together? You say they both suffered the same injury. An injury is called being fucking old. And now it's time to get to the players of the week, starting as always with the Eastern Conference. And this week, my Eastern Conference player of the week shall be Russell Westbrook of the Washington Wizards. Sure, the Wizards suck, but Russ deserves some shine on his record-breaking week. Is he sort of a stat padder? Sure. But is he still a top 20 player in the league? And does the slander online get out of control? Yes it does. In the 4 games he played this week, he averaged almost 25 points, 13 assists, and 13 rebounds, getting over a steal a game, shooting 45% from the field and 39% from 3 on almost 6 attempts per game. Moving on to my Western Conference players of the week. This one was a little debate between Devin Booker and Luka Doncic. Yeah. And through much debate, I decided to give it to Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks. After a slow start, Luka has been turning it around throughout the new year. He may not be the MVP candidate many thought he would be at the beginning of the season, but Doncic is certainly trying to carry his team to the playoffs again. In the 4 games he played this week, he averaged just above 28 points, above 6 assists and almost 7 rebounds a game, also recording a steal a game, shooting 54% from the field and almost 41% from 3 on just above 9 attempts per game. And now it's time for my rookies of the week, starting as always with the Eastern Conference. And this week I'm going to give it to Chuma Okeke, I think I pronounced his name correctly, of the Orlando Magic. Okeke has really shined in the extra minutes he's been given as of late. After missing the entire season last year and a month this season, it's good to see him come into his own and make the most of the opportunities he's been given. In the 4 games he played this week, he averaged 14 points, 3 assists, just above 6 rebounds a game, recording a steal and a block a game as well, shooting almost 48% from the field and almost 29% from 3 on about 3.5 attempts per game. Moving on to my Western Conference Rookie of the Week, and for the 2nd week in a row, I think that's the first time that happened, at least for my Rookies of the Week if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to give it to Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves. This week, Edwards has been efficient and impactful on both ends of the court. He's been progressing nicely, and let's just hope his progress results in more team wins. The games he played this week, he scored 24 points, recorded 2.5 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and almost 2 blocks a game, shooting 49% from the field and 29% from 3 on 6 attempts a game. And now you guys, it's come to the final segment of the video, the conference standings, where we take a look back from week 14 to week 15 in each conference to see how your teams stack up. Did they move up? Did they move down? Or did they just stay in the same seed? You guys let me know in the comments below. And there you have it, everybody. That is week 15 in the NBA in a nutshell. I hope this video was informative and also entertaining. Try to balance the two perfectly. Guys, it's barely over a month till the end of the regular season. Everything ends on May 16th, and then we go straight into the playing tournaments. But only a few more weeks for this series again. And I have another series for the NFL going to start after the NFL draft at the end of April. So be on the lookout for that at the end of the month. But before we go, make sure to like this video, share it with a friend if you feel so inclined, and to subscribe to the channel. It'll really make me feel better about myself. And if you want more shorter videos about the NBA, NFL, or just updates on my channel regularly, make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram at SportsButCasually. But if you decide to do none of those things, I still want to thank you for watching this video and making it all the way to the end. And I will see you guys next week. Stay safe.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.